KFI Mo Kelly, we're live everywhere on the iHeartRadio app. If you are in your car right now, I feel for you. In fact, I am praying for you. If you are in your car, you probably have been in your car for the past 72 hours. Okay, I'm exaggerating. 64. If you are in your car right now, be it the 110, the 105, the 118, the 405, the 101, the 170, the 55, the 57, the 210. If you are on any of those freeways right now, you probably have been using all sorts of profanity. You probably have been very frustrated. And that's just the traffic. Saying nothing of the rain that Mark Ronner could not get right and adequately prepare us for. He said it's going to be here closer to Thanksgiving. No, it's not closer to Thanksgiving. It's Tuesday. It's Tuesday.
Mo, I realize that it's not appropriate to celebrate New Year's Eve stuff yet, but I think that your resolution for 2025 should be to undermine your coworkers less.
Less? Okay, Tuala, I'm sorry. I will try to undermine you less.
I appreciate
in the new
that.
year. Isabella, I apologize. Lo siento mucho. I will undermine you less in 2025.
And
Stefan, I almost forgot Stefan. Yes, Stefan. I'm sorry, Stefan. I promise to not undermine you as much in 2025.
Okay.
All right.
And
you're a changed man on your birthday. Happy birthday, good sir.
Oh gosh, I was trying to skip by that.
You can't skip by that. I'm surprised I forgot to tell Fuchs to throw on the happy birthday music with that cue.
This is what I think of my birthday.
Oh, happy birthday.
Who's this, Marilyn Monroe?
Mr. President.
You know, I woke up this morning and I have a routine ritual. Each birthday, I usually get on my knees and pray. Thank the Lord for another year. Hopefully, I'm a little bit wiser, a little bit more patient, a little bit more kind. That's what I try to do. I try to improve as I get older. It's kind of the same with my New Year's resolution. So it's interesting you said that, Mark. I don't have New Year's resolutions. I just try to incrementally improve in certain aspects of my life. And when I was laying in the bed this morning, and I don't get too high or too low on birthdays. It's like, oh yeah, it's my birthday. But I was doing the math, and the math gets more troubling as you get older. Okay. And I realized today, no exaggeration, I'm closer to 90 than I am 20.
Not to mention death.
Well, you know, and it's funny because they want to say, Mo, you're middle-aged. No, I'm not.
If you plan on living to 110 years old, yes.
Yeah. I mean, look, yet I do get very philosophical on birthdays. I think about what I've done, what I would like to do, assuming I have any measurable time remaining and, you know, some portion of health. I always want to make sure that I'm maximizing what I'm doing while I'm here. I'm not one of those people that, you know, I always want to go to. No, I'm trying to make sure that I get it done. Every day is a bucket list day. Every single day. And it almost feels like if you're under the age of 30, you won't quite understand this, but you will as you get older. It does feel like time moves quicker with each subsequent year. It feels like year one of my life had 365 days. Year two, 364, and so forth. It just moves down where each year seems a little bit quicker and a little bit lost in the mix. Where, you know, the birthdays don't mean as much individually. And then you kind of realize, ooh, I need to hurry up. Ooh, I need to worry about, you know, retirement. I have to worry about health insurance, life insurance, all these things that I'm not supposed to ever worry about because that's for older. Ooh, you know, you start making certain self-realizations, and I get to be a bit more pensive on my birthdays. It's nice, you know, the birthday wishes, appreciate it. Thank you very much. Yes, I don't hide my age. I'm 55, but it seemed like just yesterday I was turning 50. It just seems that way. It feels that way. And the reality is I'm closer to 90 than I am 20. I feel great. Don't get me wrong. I stretch every day, and I'm I'm in a good place physically. All that could change tomorrow, but quality of life is good. So I don't have any real major complaints other than working with Mark Ronner. Other than that, life is outstanding.
That is your birthday gift.
Hey, you said New Year's resolution. You didn't say like tonight I need to work on it.
Well, it's never too early to start showing a little basic human decency now, is it?
No. Let's slow down, okay?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm an old dog. I can't learn any new tricks.
Well, let's start with no biting then.
And scene.
Okay.
Oh, but we have a full show tonight. I mean, a full show tonight.
You're listening to Later with Mo Kelly on demand from KFI AM 640.
We have to remind you with Pastathon coming up, there are some very cool auction items which will be available between now and Pastathon. Yes, the whole crew will be broadcasting live from 5 a.m. all the way through to 10 p.m. on December 3rd. But right now, you can also put down your bid if you would like to be co-host of Later with Mo Kelly. You can go to KFIAM640.com/Pastathon, and then you'll see the link to click on the bidding items, and we're auctioning off an opportunity for you to be co-host of Later with Mo Kelly on a Friday. In other words, we're going to play the game, name that movie called Classic. You will be, if you would like to, running the game, guiding the game, participating in the game, giving subjects to be discussed on the show, on the air, maybe engaging Mark Ronner for the Ronner Report, having your own segment even. Yeah, let's do that. If you're going to co-host Later with Mo Kelly, you should have your own segment just like Mark Ronner. So if Jill Johnson happens to be the top bidder to be co-host with Later with Mo Kelly, we'll name a damn segment after you, and you'll have your own segment to yourself. But you got to go to KFIAM640.com/Pastathon. And all this is to support a wonderful cause, obviously Katarina's Club. And we are doing this now for the 14th year. And it's scary to me because that was the year before I came to KFI. So it was just before I started here at KFI. In fact, next month will be my 13th anniversary here.
Lucky.
I would have to say yes, because I've never worked any place as long as I've worked here. And when you talk about radio, it's always hit and miss from day to day, week to week, month to month, and year to year.
Yes, radio is known for being stable and lucrative, isn't it now?
Or neither. No, seriously. And I would tell people this, and I say this with great respect of what has been going on in the news lately. You don't need me to talk about it. But I tell people you have not worked in radio unless you've lost a job in radio. And I mean that seriously and sincerely. It is difficult, this business that we call radio. It is taxing, and it is demanding in many ways, because you do it because you love it more than anything. You love doing it. And circling back to Pastathon, I would love you to have some of that same opportunity to feel what we feel as far as being behind the mic here at KFI, having something to say for practically all of Southern California to hear, and also get yourself an air check. Be heard on the #1 news talk station in America and the #1 streamed station on the iHeartRadio app. I don't know if you can get bigger than that. I just don't know. And it's a wonderful opportunity for someone who would maybe like to be a part of radio or wants to do that whole day camp fantasy thing. You know how Gary Hoffman usually goes to fantasy camp with the San Francisco Giants? Same thing. Except it's going to be for real. You're actually going to be on air. You're actually co-hosting the show. You're actually contributing and producing the show from top to bottom. It's a 3-hour tour, and we're not going to leave you stranded on some island. Gilligan reference there.
Go with the WKRP reference.
Baby,
go with the turkey episode.
Ever wonder when to throw them out of the plane or the helicopter?
As God is my witness, I thought turkeys could fly.
It is a shame that people don't get to experience some of the best of primetime television in its heyday. Because now you don't see many scripted comedy sitcoms anymore. You just don't. And you don't have the feeling of watching some like 23 episodes. They have like 20 episodes in a given season. You don't get that anymore. For as much as I love streaming, you don't get the type of sitcoms that we used to have. It's almost like that time is gone.
No, and it's fun to watch them when you're feeling nostalgic and sitting up late at night with perhaps a cocktail, like the old episodes of Taxi and the stuff that we grew up with. They truly don't make them quite like that anymore.
No, not at all. And if you watch a lot of these shows, with the exception of the dated references, most of the comedy still holds up.
Well, not only that, but it's pretty bold by today's standards. They got away with stuff that we absolutely could not with today.
No comparison, not even close. There's no way you could listen to the humor of a All in the Family or even the Jeffersons with a lot of their references made on the show. It would not fly at all.
I was just watching an All in the Family clip before we went on the air tonight. It's like, oh, how about that? That'll make you nostalgic for the times that you could say things that would get you absolutely canceled
immediately.
Your whole life.
You fired.
Disappeared.
Like you'd be fired before the show was over.
Like you're a Russian and you had that fallen out the window disease.
I do remember when I was watching WKRP in Cincinnati, and I didn't know whether I would rather be Venus Flytrap or Les Nessman.
What about Johnny Fever?
I'll tell you why. Johnny Fever seemed a little too cool for school for me. Les Nessman, I could identify with, the nerdy news guy who people would make fun of. You always have to find yourself in one of the characters, and it was strange. Venus Flytrap, I wanted to be him because he was just cool. But Les Nessman, I was like, I can understand what he was going through. And in my mind, he was running the station, even though he wasn't the owner.
Have you put tape around the floor to demarcate an imaginary office?
I'm that nerd-like.
I could see you doing that.
I could see it as well.
Yeah.
And Stefan, I'll need your help with this. That is why I have the acapella drops that I do for this show. That is a direct derivative of WKRP in Cincinnati. And if Stefan could find one of them or any of them, you can see it directly comes from that and old time radio.
I never knew that. Now, this is an important question, and I hope you take it seriously. Bailey or Jennifer?
Ooh, Bailey all day, every day.
The answer is both.
At the same time? The same time? No, Bailey was always played down. You could tell that she was gorgeous, but with the glasses, whatever, they were really dressing her down. Okay, you heard WKRP in Cincinnati. Now listen to this.
With Mo Kelly on KFI AM 640.
Direct descendant, derivative of WKRP in Cincinnati. That is my WKRP in Cincinnati fantasy in real life. In real time.
Did you ever wonder why the WKRP mascot was a carp?
I remember the episode where they actually got the mascot.
But it's KRP. It could have just as easily been crap.
Did they say that in the episode too?
I don't remember. It's been since we were kids.
Oh, my goodness. No, it's since when you were a kid because you were older than me.
Watch it. Look at the time.
KFI AM 640 live everywhere in the iHeartRadio app.
You're listening to Later with Mo Kelly on demand from KFI AM 640.
And at the beginning of the show, I was praying for you because I know if you were in your car, you were going to still be in your car for the next 45, days or so. Wherever you're going, you're not there yet. You are still in your car. It is really, really bad out there. Why? Because Tuesday and Wednesday before Thanksgiving, whether you're flying, whether you're driving, those are the worst travel days of the year in terms of congestion. And some of you might be actually driving to the airport. And some of you might be taking your Thanksgiving dinner with you. And it never occurred to you, can I bring this food on the plane? Can I bring the mac and cheese? Can I bring the ham, the turkey? Can I bring the cranberry? On the plane, Mark, some people do. I've seen it before.
I'm just fascinated because when you were doing this rant just now, you sounded like Shatner doing the Eid Plebnista in Star Trek.
Well, only I would know that. But I'm saying you get these obscure references.
That's not
that only you-
obscure. There's nothing obscure about that.
Well, we'll have Stefan pull it so people will know.
Okay.
But you might be wondering, or you should be wondering, if you're going to be taking food through TSA and taking it across state lines, what you are or are not allowed to take with you on a plane. It's a great question. And actually, I didn't know this. Why? Because I would never try to take food on the plane with me other than food I would have purchased from the airport terminal. But here is what you can take through a TSA checkpoint. You can take cooked mac and cheese in a pan. In other words, it has to be cooked. It can't be like straight out of the refrigerator and you're going to cook it when you get to your relative's house. I know, Mark, it's strange.
You're just going to walk in there with a pan of mac and cheese.
It's got to be cooked.
Okay.
I mean, like, what are they going to do if it's not cooked? Turn you away? Or if it's not cooked enough? I have a question. Mac and cheese, breadcrumbs or not on top?
Absolutely not. Never.
See, there's the half white of you coming through.
What? How is that
Black
white?
folks, we want breadcrumbs on the top.
You want your crust.
Yes.
So good.
Yes. Okay, how about this? Sweet potatoes with or without marshmallows on top.
Don't care. Indifferent.
I prefer without, but that's just me.
For me, I need the marshmallows.
You sound serious.
Yeah, well, no, when it comes to Thanksgiving dinner, it is serious.
I don't like savory foods that are meant to that swap flavors with sweet foods.
I don't like sweet and savory either. Like, for example, I don't want my sausage touching syrup. Just don't like that.
Just gonna not proceed with that one.
The sausage on the plate.
Of course, yeah.
I need you to grow up, Mark.
Wait, so do you have like cranberry sauce?
I don't eat cranberry sauce.
Oh, okay.
What's happening?
I'm serious.
Cranberry
I don't.
sauce is delicious.
No, it isn't. No, it isn't.
It's the law, though.
It is. There is
Then
something
I'm breaking the
illegal
law.
about it.
I'm on the lam. I'm on the run. I need you to search every outhouse, back house, front house, roundhouse.
Man,
I'm a fugitive.
You
And my
need to
name is
stop
Dr. Richard Kimball.
One day a year, you can't tolerate cranberry sauce.
right? It doesn't have to be the sliced kind out the can. You can get the fresh made. What are you doing?
You're getting in the way of my story. You can
Okay.
take cooked mac and cheese in a pan. In a pan. It's got to be a pan. It
With
can't be
crust.
it can't be a glass dish. It has to be a pan. With crust, yes, if you're trying to go to a black household.
No olives.
Who in the hell?
What the frick is wrong with you?
I'm just trying to get a
No
handle
one
on
would ever have olives at any Thanksgiving dinner.
It's hard to keep track of all your bizarre dietary
You
preferences.
need
That's
no,
all
no,
I'm
no, no.
saying.
If you want to be fully black, you need to learn some of these things so you don't get put out of the house.
Okay, what else?
Okay, this is for going through a TSA checkpoint. Cooked or uncooked stuffing in a bag or box is okay.
Pillowcase.
Why not that in a pan?
I don't
I mean, if mac and cheese can be in a pan, why not the stuffing?
stop making sense. Okay, you can bring your cooked or uncooked stuffing in a bag or box. It doesn't say trash bag. It doesn't say plastic bag. It doesn't specify what type of bag. It doesn't say whether it's a single use bag from Rouse. It doesn't say. It just says in a bag or a box. It doesn't even say that it needs to be sealed. Again, you can carry this on the plane and check with your luggage. Sweet treats and baked goods such as homemade or store brand cakes, pies, and cookies. Who's going to check a cake? Who's taking a cake through TSA and going to put it in the overhead bin?
Or in their lap? Who's doing any of this?
I'm just reading the story. You can also take through TSA and check with your luggage green bean casseroles or other types of casseroles. That's so 1970s. Do they make casseroles anymore?
Yes,
and
they
I
do.
And I say it because I like casseroles. I'm just saying I don't see them much anymore.
They do.
What kind? Where?
Green bean casserole, Gelson's. They sell
Really?
it. Yeah, Gelson's is green bean. It has a bunch of other little stuff in it, but yeah, it has like bits of ham and all that kind of stuff.
Do you have to show that you can remove your teeth before they'll sell it to you?
Because that's very 1970s.
It really is like what your grandparents would eat.
Yeah, that is true.
It's like ambrosia. Does anyone like ambrosia?
I used to love it.
Are you serious?
I did.
Oh,
I did used to love
I'm
it.
getting ready to pull your black card.
No. I don't like.
Go
I
sit
don't
with
like
Mark
when
in
it
the
has
half
walnuts.
No, ambrosia
Yeah.
is useful for nothing but a spackle. You don't
Right.
eat that stuff.
No,
You use that to fill up holes in the
Yeah,
wall.
exactly. Yeah.
just no walnuts. I don't know why people used to put walnuts in it.
I like walnuts, but just not in ambrosia.
Okay.
I like it in my salad.
Okay.
You can take yams, potatoes, green beans, squash, or other types of fresh vegetables.
But the potato
Yams,
goes in front of the
potatoes,
pants.
greens, beans, hams.
All right, Red Lobster. Yeah, and you can carry this on the plane and check with your luggage. So if you have some green beans laying around, it doesn't say how it has to be packaged. That's also interesting. It just says you can take it on the plane. You can take chicken, hams, turkey, and steak, which can be frozen, cooked, or uncooked. And you know that's going to be stinking up the plane. You're
Yeah.
going to be smelling someone else's food for 5 hours.
I hope that people are considerate. Like, can't you seal that stuff? I don't want to sit next to you if you got some funky smelling food.
People don't care. They are very inconsiderate. They're almost like, well, I pay for the seat so I can go ahead and smell up the cabin. And also, these are foods that TSA says should be packed with your checked luggage, including sparkling cider. Who's going to put a bottle in your, never mind. Cranberry sauce, homemade or canned. It should be packed, Mark, since you want to have cranberry sauce.
Yeah, you don't want anybody brandishing some cranberry sauce aboard a plane.
Maple syrup and gravy, homemade or in a can or jar. Who's carrying a mason jar of gravy on a plane? Don't answer that. Don't answer that. And if you plan to take your food on the plane as a carry-on, make sure your dishes that have liquid meet TSA's 311 rule, which mandates that it must be 3.4 ounces or less, fit into 1 quart size bag, and it is 1 bag per passenger. Or just cook it when you get there. Buy it when you get there. Why is it you got to take it on the plane with you?
Yeah, what are they? Is this an article for the Jodes traveling in their prairie schooners? Who carries all that crap on a plane?
I don't know. I'd never taken food with me on a plane.
No,
I don't know.
people don't do that.
Well, evidently enough people are, because people are unsure how to do it, and they're doing it. And so, TSA is putting out these rules, and I'm reading it right here for you.
Here's a little pro tip for you. If somebody is sitting next to you with stinky foods that have no business being on a plane, rules or not, that's the time you crack open your laptop and fire up a rotten movie. Because you paid for your seat too. It can be, an old Italian gore film. It could be
I thought you were
porn.
talking about porn.
It could be porn. It could
Okay.
be. You've got to judge the person sitting next to you and what will offend them the most.
You know that other people beyond just the person sitting next to you can see your screen.
But if somebody starts waging a war with you or like that with their food, all bets are off.
That's
You
called
can-
collateral damage.
You can do what you have to do.
There could be other kids around.
See, that's why I don't like flying. The whole concept of it now, every time I hear about this, or there's someone fighting, or someone getting drunk, I just say, I just won't see y'all.
Yeah, just stay home.
Yeah. You come to California.
No, don't come to California. I get
Oh,
that
yeah,
problem
yeah,
all the
yeah,
time.
yeah,
Everybody wants to use my house as an Airbnb.
Yeah.
No, you don't want this problem. Mark, you're talking about buying a house in California. You don't want my problems.
Come to Mo's Villa.
No. Stay your ass where you are. It's later with Mo Kelly. KFI AM 640. We're live everywhere on the iHeartRadio app.
You're listening to Later with Mo Kelly on demand from KFI AM 640.
And I love looking at the news like just about anyone else. And you may see a story and say like, oh my goodness, that's such a shame. I was looking forward to that. Did you see the story about the LA Latin Music Festival, which was going to feature Pitbull, Shakira, Los Tigres del Norte, and others? It's supposed to happen at Dodger Stadium on December 21st. But back on Monday, it was canceled, as in yesterday. And I'm thinking, as someone who worked in the music industry, something horrible is about to happen to these concert promoters. To cancel a date less than a month before it's supposed to happen, someone lost millions of dollars. And what I mean by that is, regardless of the actual reasons why it was canceled, and I don't care about that. I care more about what was happening behind the scenes. If you did it for low ticket sales, if you did it because someone couldn't come up with a guarantee, whatever, Dodger Stadium has to hold that date. You're paying Dodger Stadium to say, hey, we know that you could have made money with this other concert tour or this something going on that day, but we're going to pay you, Dodger Stadium, to hold December 21st for this LA Latin Music Festival. And you cancel 30 days out. Well, whatever they put down as a deposit, they're not getting back. And there's probably some penalty on top of it. Tuwala, you have produced a bunch of music concerts, more than me. What jumped out at you?
The first thing I saw about this was whatever had to be the reason for them canceling had to be major. Only once in my lifetime have I ever come up against a show that we thought was going to be canceled because the station where we were promoting it went under, and that took everything away from our promotion. But because we had already reserved the venue, this was when it was Universal Amphitheater,
Yep.
and we had already put our down payment down. We had already taken care of the insurance. We stood to lose hundreds of thousands of dollars in money that was already promised to the venue.
That's only a quarter the size of Dodger Stadium.
Like a penny to a dollar. When I saw this, I said to myself, my God, what could have happened for this to be canceled? And you have all of these guarantees that you have already put down for the artists.
What is the
artists
guarantee?
were coming out. You have had to have paid at least half of the deposit for the artist, but this close to the date, you're not paying them when they get there. These artists have already sent their writer and they've already sent their half now guarantee. This is what you're going to pay me now so that I know you're serious. I will get the rest upon arrival. They've lost a whole lot. And this is, for my understanding, this is an event which
Well, the
I'm
rest of it is
sure-
probably still due because these artists, Shakira, could have made more money elsewhere because she saved this date.
The many artists have clauses in their contracts where unless it is a natural
Act of God,
disaster,
that's right.
you are going to pay. It doesn't matter if there was going to be rain on this day. They still would have had to make provisions for this concert to happen. This is so bad for this. It reminds me of the time, rest in peace, DJ Primetime, a promoter who used to promote concerts all the time on my station back in the day. He had reserved the Staples Center to hold a concert, and I believe at the time one of his headliners was Shaq. The Staples Center.
Staples Center is still 1/3 the size of Dodger
Still.
Stadium.
And he had to cancel last minute. This poor brother had to go into foreclosure. It damn near wrecked his entire life. I know this is bad for these individuals.
Not only that, the promoter most likely can be sued by the performance artist and maybe the venue, depending on the reason why it was canceled. I just know in the concerts that I was doing, you have the amount that you guarantee, and if you don't follow through on that contract, you're opening yourself up to a lot of litigation.
Oh, absolutely.
A lot.
And
not just the money you owe.
the tickets, they say that right now people are already having trouble going on and refunding because tickets have already been sold. This is an event that the tickets were already up and running. To have to refund this money, the only thing that I can see these promoters doing is running. And I promise you, they will never, ever do anything else anywhere. No one else will ever take a contract or a deal with them unless they are backed by goo gobs of money.
Yeah, I don't see how that would be the case. And I didn't give you the name. It's the Bésame Mucho Latin Music Festival. It could be any number of reasons, but when the whole concert is canceled, that says to me that either the ticket sales were so sluggish that they knew they were not going to be able to pay the artists. And I've been in that situation before. I know what that is like. Or something else that we don't know. I mean, that was really serious. This is the last case, worst case scenario. You would rather put on the event in the hopes of just making some of your money back so you could at least fulfill your agreement with the venue. Yeah. You can maybe negotiate something with the artist, but the venue, they want their money that night. They're going to get their money.
The venue's absolutely going to get their money. There is no win for these individuals, even if they had an investor group backing them to put this on. Whoever the individuals that are behind the Bésame Mucho Festival, they've lost everything. These are individuals who will likely have to put their houses, sell their cars. Everything's going up for sale. There's no way they're walking away from this.
It's later with Mo Kelly. KFI AM 640. We're live everywhere on the iHeartRadio app.
Tim Conway Jr. asks that you include him in your Thanksgiving table prayers this year.
Apparently his baby needs a new pair of shoes or something.
I don't know.
I do enjoy gambling.
Hashtag pray for Tim.
KFI.
And KOST HD2.
Los Angeles, Orange County.
Live.